Hi guys, Parm at Car Audio and welcome back to the channel. Now if you are new to the channel or if you've just stumbled across us, please make sure you subscribe because I wouldn't want you to miss out on some awesome content. This episode, it's kind of like a build episode and a behind the scenes on a Porsche 968 Club Sport that we bagged a few months ago. Now the previous video to this, there is a link in the bottom. We sat down with Mark and just spoke about his car after it was finished, and that kind of gave you an insight to Mark, his background, and showcasing the vehicle. In this video, we're going to show you more of the installation process and what Mark's requirements were for his Porsche 968. He's had a few things done to it already. Max at Hawks Auto Works retrimmed the interior, which is, I must say, it looks absolutely great. It's got a pair of Recaro pole positions in it, and the interior's got, it's kind of like retrimmed in Harris tweed with the purple inlays, which matches the color of the car. Basically, Mark's requirements were to make a usable show car. So naturally we had to put air suspension on it, wheels, and while we had the car, Mark also instructed us to upgrade the audio, just to bring it up to date a little bit. So we'll go into all that in a little bit more detail as the video goes on. So stick the kettle on, make yourself a cup of tea or a coffee if you're a coffee drinker, and enjoy the rest of the video. There is no off-the-shelf kit available for a 968, probably two reasons. Number one, because there's probably not enough demand for bagging 968s, and also particularly because on the rear, it's a torsion bar setup. So we had to kind of work out what to do with that, and we had to work out what struts we could use on the front of the vehicle as well. We had to delete the torsion bars. We cut the end caps off, pulled out the bars, and then we recapped them so that no dirt or grit gets inside the tubing there. To be honest with you, the rear was the most trickiest part to do on this vehicle. We decided to use Airlift Builder Series struts on the rear for two reasons. Number one, they were short enough and the bag diameter was small enough to fit in the space that we had to work with. And on the front of the car, we used a normal 6-inch bellow setup. Now we used some Airlift Performance struts on the front with quite extensive modification. Mark sourced some top mounts which had camber adjustment on them to suit the turrets of the 968, so we didn't have to drill any additional holes. At the end of it, we had camber adjustment and the top mounts bolted to the OEM holes in the top of the turrets. And then on the bottom, what we did, we split apart Mark's OEM struts, took off all the bottom cups, took off all the brackets. We then proceeded to weld those to the Airlift Performance strut. So if you were to look at the strut once it was finished, it almost looked like it was built for the vehicle, and I must say the guys in the workshop did a fantastic job on that. So now that all the air lines are run, they're all plumbed in, the height sensors are all installed, the system is up and running. It's time to calibrate the system. While the car was here, Mark wanted to do a sympathetic audio upgrade. We decided to custom fit a double-din Kenwood DMX 5020 DAB. So we custom fitted that into his original console, which kind of looks really cool. It wasn't too difficult to do, to be honest with you, because the single din had a pocket underneath, and by the time you trim the pocket out, it gave you a true double din aperture. So that wasn't too much work. Mark wanted to retain the OEM grills in the vehicle, so we had to try a few different speakers out, and the ones that we found that fitted quite snug, we installed Pioneer 4x6 speakers in the front and Pioneer 6.5-inch speakers in the back. And we also put in a Audison APB-X8 amplified sub box, which is tucked away in the boot under the carpet. I must say it actually sounds really nice. So, you know, nice long journeys with some good quality sound. Happy days. One of Mark's requests was that he wanted a, not a too showy install, but he wanted a kind of install that would look nice in the back of the car. So we suggested that we install a flow tank, which are really great to work with, multiple mounting options, and it also gave Mark the opportunity to color code the tank as well, which I think came out really nice. Ran a few hard lines over going over the top of that tank. Yeah, the boot install on that, it was all custom and it came out really well, to be honest with you. I like the way it looks, and also Mark also decided to put in a lit up airlift plaque over the manifold, which I think he ordered from the States, so that, yeah, it looks pretty trick, to be honest. We've had Mark's car here for a few weeks. It's all complete. The air suspension's on. Ellie at Voodoo, he did come down and measure up the wheels to work out what size barrels and what size lips that we can go for. Those were all supplied by SRR Hardware, so thanks for all that, guys. Really appreciate it. And yeah, once the wheels went on, they actually were put on at the first show, which was earlier on this year, Ultimate Dubs, which was up in Telford. That was the last piece of the puzzle. They went on at the show, and I must say I was actually gobsmacked when I saw the finished item, man. The car looked absolutely fantastic. It's nice to deliver a customer what he asks for, and I think, you know, I'm pretty sure Mark was happy. If he wasn't, I'm sure he would have told me that. But yeah, he hasn't said anything adverse about it. From what I understand, the car drives spot on. It obviously looks bang on when it's aired out. He can drive the car low, he can drive the car high. Listen, air suspension, convenience factors can't be beaten, man. Drive it, show it, track it. Happy days. Mark has got a few other plans for this vehicle. He's going to be changing the exhaust, and also very naughtily, he's actually going to sack away the injection system, and he is going to be putting it on ITBs. So that's going to be happening in the next few months. I think all in all, once he's totally done everything he wants to do to the car, it's going to be a fantastic car. It's quite a special project actually, and yeah, the guys in the workshop loved working on it. I certainly loved seeing the, although I didn't do any physical work on it, I loved seeing the progression of the project, and it's always good to overcome little issues that you stumble across when doing a build, you know, that there's not much available for. It's nice working on the development side of things and the engineering side of things. It's pretty cool, man. It's something a little bit different from the norm, but yeah. Anyway, happy days, lovely car, lovely customer. You guys are a lovely audience. Smash that subscribe button and I'll see you next time.